much for joining us today here on Purely Positive. I'm LJ Thomas, and today's guest is, well, first of all, let me say he's been on the show before, okay? He actually caught my attention on Instagram under B2S Adult Literacy, and it was the post that he was doing in relation to literacy that caught my attention. Mind you, that was at the beginning of this show's second season, so that was what, 3 years ago, something like that. It's been a while, but anyway, let me tell you a little bit about him. He is the founder of a national spelling initiative, which basically is a literacy program. He how do I want to say this? He volunteers. This is a volunteer project, okay? It's a nonprofit organization. He's located in Lagos, Nigeria, and since we spotlight positive people doing positive things for a positive community, I just had to have him on the show. But now I would like to talk with him and find out how things are going since the world is so topsy-turvy with this pandemic. So please help me welcome to the show, Edoreh. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm so happy and excited to be hosted, be invited once again to this show.
You are so welcome. Anytime, anytime. It's an honor to talk with you. I know you're a busy man. You got a family. You volunteer with this literacy program. You do so much. So I want to know, how did you get started with this particular program?
Okay, so basically, it's kind of personal and passion. I actually grew up with a mom. I had a mom who completed education at a late age. So I witnessed her struggle, not having complete education. At the same time, I witnessed the transformation of complete education as an adult, bringing us up as kids. So I saw the difference between when she had completed education and after she completed education as a kid growing up. And I got to see that it's really possible that there is always a second chance in education, no matter your age. So I actually saw both, not just the educational transformation, the social and economic transformation, because currently that woman is currently a chief accountant in one of the biggest universities in Nigeria. Yeah, so
nice.
I actually saw this, and I was like, wow, this is actually amazing. So I had a passion about education, even though I didn't study education as a course. So sometime in 2015, I stumbled across a newspaper article, and I got to find out that there are over 65 million illiterate youths and adults in Nigeria living in extreme poverty because they cannot read and write.
Right.
It touched me so much. Yeah, it touched me so much. And I was like, this number is negatively huge. The government alone will not be able to do this within a short period of time. That's even if they're going to be able to cover this. So I started the crazy journey. I call it the crazy journey. Nobody believes when I say it's a crazy journey. I said, I'm going to start this crazy journey to transform these 65 million illiterate youths and adults to become functional literate to get out of extreme poverty. So in 2016, I initiated the project. The project is called Spell Africa B2S, which is back to school. B2S, back to school adult literacy project. So it's a project, a volunteer-based project where I didn't have money for the project, but the aim is to empower illiterate youths and adults in Nigeria with literacy skills so that they can be literally equipped enough literacy skills to become employable, so as they can be transformed both socially and economically. So that was the idea. Yeah, that was the idea behind the project. So the idea was now to make it a volunteer-based project where I include global volunteer teachers from all over the world who spend time to teach in the project, either as a volunteer, either as a physically present volunteer teacher or a funding volunteer teacher. So we've had over the years several global volunteer teachers from all over the world who have been part of this literacy empowerment.
Okay. Now let me stop you right there, because when you were on the show before, it was so wonderful. Number one, you were our first international guest. That's an honor, number one. But more importantly, you gave us a tour of the school. So that was amazing. Hold on for a second. Jazz, can you roll that footage for me?
So currently, we are having a 1-week vocational training.
Okay.
We are actually teaching them how to make we strongly believe that since they are literate now, they know how to read and write. We strongly believe that they will do better in their businesses. Some of them don't have what they do. Some of them don't have businesses. So it's an opportunity for them to learn a skill so that they can start up a little business, small business, to get them out of poverty. Yeah, so we have a group of them here. They're currently learning how to make soap.
Oh. Look at all of them. Wow.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello.
Can you say hello? Let me show you this soap they're trying to make.
Okay.
Liquid soap in Nigeria.
Oh.
UK.
Yeah.
Can you see?
I can.
UK. Abroad money.
Yeah. Can you see her?
When I said UK,
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Such a large crowd. So you teach them not only how to read, but then you also give them a way to help themselves economically. That was amazing. We had a wonderful time just watching. It was so cool. It was so cool. Now, with the world being so topsy-turvy right now because of the pandemic, how has your initiative been affected?
Well, we all know how much the COVID-19 pandemic ravaged the world, and at a point where, since when we did that recording with you up till before COVID-19, we have already transformed over 1,000 illiterate adults who are currently doing well, read and write, and we're doing well. Yeah. So we had much more plans. We've already had some engagement with global volunteer teachers. For example, we had Action 10 organization who have been supporting them. We had a global volunteer teacher who was a former United Nations employee. That's Elizabeth Inyamayaro. She was a special advisor, former UN Women Special Advisor.
Okay.
She actually was one of our global volunteer teachers, and she taught the students all the way from the United Nations. And she was so moved with the project and all, and she was like, okay, that she really loved to see these guys. So we had, we're having the proposed visit of her to come over to see the project and see the students. We had some security teachers, WASTICs from the United States, and Banky W from Nigeria and all, who have seen the project. And as at this year, it was just becoming so huge for us. We're really happy that we were getting this potential support and interest. So we actually prepared for 2020. But all of a sudden, March 2020, the coronavirus just hit us so hard that all these were put on hold.
Oh.
So the visits, it didn't happen. We lost most of our sponsors. Lost all of our sponsors, including the support. We're having a few support. We lost all of that because everybody is complaining about the economy, and worst of all, our school was shut down.
Oh.
The government had to shut. Yes. The school was shut down for the sake of the pandemic for a period of time. So it actually sent our students back home, and we actually lost a few of the students because these students, majority of them, they are that illiterate that they don't even have phone numbers for you to even contact them. Yes, that's how serious it is. So there was no way we could contact some of them. So a few of them who I was able to get their contacts, especially the ones who were already at a developed stage in our third class, they already have small phones and little WhatsApp on their phones. So we were able to gather about 10 of them on WhatsApp. So what we're doing WhatsApp classes.
Oh.
We're managing WhatsApp classes. Yeah. During the short period, not even short, the long period where schools were closed down. So that was what we tried to keep in touch with them, still see what we can do with them. So virtually after the few months where the restriction was lifted a little bit, where we were allowed to open the school, we got only a few students who came back. But this time with the stricter measure, the social distancing and also the hygiene and all that we need to follow. So the pandemic actually hit us really hard. Only challenge we have, we were actually looking at how we can transform virtually, see how we can go virtually on these students, no matter how remote or how local or where they are staying is remote. So because we didn't have the funding to get these ones phones and also get funding for internet and all these tech appliances. So since we don't have the funding for that, we couldn't go into virtually. If not, we are able to get all of them. But as this scale through the year with social distancing in the classroom, we lost 3 of our teachers because so we had only 1 teacher left. So we lost 3 of our standby teachers because of the economy. They had to source for other jobs to survive. So we managed with 1 teacher, and there was good news also. We survived till the end of the year, and the good news we had was that we applied for the UNESCO International Literacy Prize during the lockdown. So we were nominated and also and approved by the National Commission for UNESCO in Nigeria to represent Nigeria for the Literacy Prize, UNESCO International Literacy Prize.
Nice.
Though we didn't get the prize, but we were awarded top 20 best applicants. So that was huge. That was huge for us, for UNESCO International to finally approve and endorse us. And it was a big and huge one for us. And we said, this year wasn't a waste. And just 3 days ago, we got a call from CGTN, an international media organization, China Global Television Network, that they want to feature our projects. And I was like, wow, this is huge.
Yes.
And just 3 days ago, they came and they did shootings and were featured on global TV. And so those were our 2 major achievements this year. And it's our determination to keep the journey going while we are really seeking for funding support to be able to do more and sustain projects.
Well, I have to tell you, that is a good thing. And you just answered all of my questions.
Ah,
That's a good thing that you answered all of them, because I was going to ask you how it is that you were faring with teachers, because I know when we had spoken before that we had talked about you doing the classes virtually, but now it seems that the big thing is to get phones to the students so that they will be able to learn virtually because of the pandemic. So if someone wanted to sponsor you, how would they get in contact with the school in order to do that?
okay. So we are very much active on Instagram, which is our major our major social media page where you can get all information, interact with us, even DM us. Our Instagram handle is at B2S Adult Literacy. That's our Instagram handle. You can hit us up, you can DM us, and please let us know how you can come in to support. Our phone number is +234 813614 8646. That's +234 813614 8646.
Okay.
And our website is also there too. On the Instagram page, you can get all this information. We would
Okay.
love to hear from you.
I have to tell everybody, this initiative is really close to my heart. I really wish that I had the time to be able to do more, because this is a huge undertaking. 65 million people who are illiterate. That is something that is mind-boggling, to say the least. But the fact that you saw a need and you saw the difference between what it was not having education and then having education, you decided to go ahead and, like you said, you're passionate about it, do something to make a positive change as far as that's concerned. If you had something to say to our guests today, what would it be? What would you tell our guests today?
That direction to me?
Yes.
Because I'm the guest, so I was kind of confused.
That's okay.
Okay.
What would you tell the people who are watching the show today? What message would you like them to take with them?
Okay, so I like to say that illiteracy is a global issue. It's a global issue that we can fight, and people we cannot fight it and leave it alone for the government. So I've started this campaign. I call it a journey. Yes, it started from Nigeria. It's going to go to Africa, if possible, globally. But I decided to involve global volunteer teachers. So that means anybody, anywhere you are in the country, you are involved. You should be concerned about the literacy status of the country as a global citizen. So the fact that you are privileged to have been educated is the reason why you are where you are today. Is the reason why you have that status where you are today. And it's also the reason why you can even understand what I'm saying. Yes. So it's a huge privilege that you have been given that millions of people out there do not have. So we have left them behind. So I want to use the opportunity to appeal to all of us. It's a global movement for us. Join us to stretch our hands back to people who have been left behind, so that we can be able to help them break the chain of illiteracy, which has stunted their economic and social development.
Very well said. It is a privilege to be able to read. It really is. It makes such a huge difference in a person's life because, like you said, you don't get left behind when you can read. I can't say anything else. Look, you just said everything. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You made this interview so easy. I definitely want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. We really appreciate it. And I want to thank our guests for being here today. Remember that being positive is a choice. Make it the very best choice that you can. We thank you once again, and we will be talking with you soon. Have a great day.